It's my birthday!
For my 25th birthday, I caught the shortest flight I've ever taken to the beautiful city of Mexico. I know you guys are so used to seeing me make crochet tutorials and vlogs, so I will not deprive you of quality crochet content in this video. We're gonna do both. This is definitely the first vacation I've been on that I did not bring crochet tools with me to crochet, but of course, in true Lewa baby fashion, I had to make something crochet-wise to wear on my trip. I'll be showing you guys that a little later because it's not yet my birthday. Our first day in the city was full of exploration. We stayed in the historical center and everything was a perfect walking distance away, so that's exactly what we did. I wish I knew the names of these beautiful buildings, but alas, I do not. I just know how to whip out my camera when I see beautiful architecture, and there was so much beauty to be seen. We noticed there was a huge police presence in the center, and it's because there was a pro-Palestine march, which was amazing to witness in another country. After what felt like hours of walking around, we decided to get dinner at this nearby hotel restaurant. First night's dinner was very simple. We just stuck to tacos. They were fish tacos, I believe, 2 different types.
How do you say ice cream in Spanish? Helado. Helado.
May 16th, the day of my actual birthday and probably my favorite day of the year, my birthday.
Perfecto. 2 types of people.
On the day of my actual birthday, which was our second day in CDMX, we had to wake up at about 4 a.m. so we could catch an hour-long Uber ride into the desert. We got there, I want to say at 5:30 a.m. This was my first time on a hot air balloon, and it was an amazing experience. Because we were out there so early, we got to watch the sunrise over the desert, and there were so many other hot air balloons up there with us. It made for an amazing view, such a beautiful sight.
Okay, the words are, the wind has welcomed us with the softness, the sun has kept us with his warm hands, we flew you so high and so well, but God join us in our joy and return us to the lovely arms of the Mother Earth. Cheers. El viento nos ha dado la bienvenida con su There you go, congratulations!
And it's her birthday.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
There you go, congratulations!
After our very long ride back into the city, we found the closest hotel restaurant to do my birthday breakfast at, which was blueberry pancakes and a little drinky. Now this is the moment I know most of you are probably waiting on, and it is time to introduce my crochet project for this trip. At least one of them. So I had it in my mind to make my birthday dress for quite a while before my birthday, but I didn't know exactly how I wanted to go about it. Personally, I love freehanding crochet stuff. That's just how I learn best, and that's also how I feel like I come up with my best ideas. So no pattern, just a vibe, me and my crochet hook. I usually like to start off dresses by working around the hips because I feel like that's the hardest place to make sure the dress fits right. So I was just working on a middle piece and just kind of building that up, and then I knew I would eventually have to connect like a upper half piece to it. I eventually had to move my piece over to my standing mannequin to really see how it was coming out, and it was starting to come together. Now this is where things got a little harder for me. So I got my birthday nails done, and yes, they look gorgeous, but it made it so much more difficult to crochet with such a small hook and skinny piece of yarn, but I made it work, and I started building up the bralette half of my dress, which I mean, this is the first time I'd ever made like a triangular top half of a dress like this. I usually just do a straight panel, so I was very proud of myself for pulling this off, and I know it probably could be better, and it will be better the next time I do it, but for the purposes of this dress, it worked perfectly for me. I liked the way it looked, and I didn't really have much time because at this point I had about, I think, 2 days, maybe less than 2 days until I had to catch my flight, and my room was a mess. It was a mess trying to complete this dress. Okay, now you know I've hit crunch time when I had to pull out the hot glue gun, because I was crocheting into my dress these like ruffled pieces and these detailed pieces, but I pulled out the hot glue gun. I said I do not have time for that anymore. It just needs to go on there, and it worked out perfectly. I hot glued all my little pieces on there and cut my excess yarn. Now, I wish I got more footage of me in this dress, but like I said, my birthday is one of the most important days of my life, and I get such an overwhelming amount of love on my birthday, and I just really like to revel in it. So I wasn't thinking too much about like recording and taking too many pictures. I was just mostly on the phone answering calls and just talking to my family. So not too much footage, but the dress turned out beautifully, and it looked even better at dinner. Here is another crochet piece that I made. I think this is my second pair of crochet shorts that I ever made, and I wore them on day 3 in Mexico City. But again, I didn't get a lot of camera footage this day, but we did a lot of walking. Okay, we have now officially made it to day 4 in CDMX, and probably my favorite day in Mexico City. The longest, but also definitely my favorite day. To start the day off, we had to go rent a car to make a 4-hour drive outside of Mexico City to Tolantogo. It was a very long journey, but it was so worth it because we got to see the grutas, or the hot springs, and there was actually more than just hot springs there. It was just beautiful scenery everywhere. We were very, very, very high up on a mountain, maybe multiple mountains, and we were actually so high up that our ears were like popping from the, super high altitude while we were driving. But it was all worth it because we got to see the most amazing views. We were obviously surrounded by water and entering all the waterfalls and doing the water activities, so it wasn't really safe to have my phone out all the time. I captured most of what I could, but the place was huge. We actually had to get on a bus to like take us to different parts of the hot springs. Whatever I didn't capture here is probably on my Instagram, but if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!